It's time to chain up your expectations and throw away the keys. You're on the threshold of the Get Seen, Get Sold podcast, where sugarcoating is for donuts, not deals. Here's your host, the renegade realtor who tears up the rule book and feeds it to the termites, Mike Rady. Brace for impact. It's about to get real.
What's up, everybody? It's Mike Rady, Get Seen, Get Sold. How are you? We're rolling into 4th of July weekend here, so we're going to date the show. Today is July 2nd, 2024. I thank you all for joining the Get Seen, Get Sold podcast. As usual, we bring on a guest, and there's no exception for today. I wanted to just share that not all our guests are 100% real estate related. Part of what I wanted to do is I want to bring people in that are motivational. I want to bring people in that are an inspiration, people that have great drive, great work ethic, and just prove that you can do anything that you put your mindset to. And you don't need $1 billion to get something started. You just need hard work, determination, and you can do what you want to do. So, that's where we really focus, and it's just to, bring the content to you. And as always, if you have any questions, we are on Facebook Live and YouTube Live as of the recording of this. So if you're tuning in, you can go over to YouTube or Facebook right now, and you can put your questions in, and we'll pull them up on a screen. We'll answer them as best we can. And so my guest today is somebody that I met locally at an event, and ironically, he lives in the same neighborhood as me, which is great. His name is Jason, and he owns a company called the Junkster. And it sounds, pretty much like what it is, the Junkster. It's, but he does, like clean outs and stuff like that. And I'm going to let him tell you more about it. But moreover, what impressed me about Jason is, before I met Jason, I saw Jason, some of his marketing, some of his advertising, and some of his drive. Jason and I have talked back and forth a little bit via the, internet, text messages, Facebook Messenger, because he's a product that could help in my line of work somewhat. And, his tenacity is great. So every time I would post, I have a product, or I should say I have a house coming up for sale. Jason was right there with, not how much is the house, how do I buy it, but hey, do you need any of my services to help with the sale of the house? So Jason's very proactive. He's a mover, a shaker, and this is a guy that is, he's going to go places. He's working his ass off, and I love it. So let me bring in Mr. Jason here from the Junkster. Hey, Jason, how you doing, buddy?
Good, Mike. Thanks for having me.
No problem, bud. I really appreciate you taking the time out because I know you're really busy. It's summertime. A lot of people are moving and shit. So they're clearing out their garages and, they're cleaning out their basements. And, it's a busy time, right? Because kids are off from school. So they're making their kids do slave labor to clean out the garage. And all that stuff's got to go somewhere. And then this is where you come in. So before we get into the exact details, about your business, give me a little bit of background about, who you are.
I would say, I spent about 25 years in the restaurant business, and I learned to have good relationships with people, regardless if I was their waiter or if I was their, whatever. That's how I based my business off of. And because of COVID, fortunately, I stopped working in restaurant business because we had someone in our family that couldn't get COVID, so I didn't want to take the chance. So I was working with a contractor, and then, come to find out, I would always resell stuff. I'd find stuff on the side of the road. I'd resell it. And some lady reached out in Mullica Hill, said, I need my yard cleaned up. I was like, yeah, I think I could do this. And it turned out to be, 3 dumpsters later. And, I was like, maybe I should do this full time. And I came up with a name. I'm a big wrestling fan. So I kind of did those spinoff of Hulk Hogan there. And hopefully he's not mad. And I just kind of, took a chance. And I was like, well, let's not spend a lot of money on a big truck. Let's just get a little truck. And if I'm not successful, then I could do other stuff with the truck. If we need to go to Home Depot or whatever the case, then I need to move a couch or whatever. And then, just contact with realtors like yourself and I value their trust and their relationship with their clients to push it off to me to build that trust. And then it's kind of just taken off since then. That's about
Yeah,
3.5 years ago.
and that's great. So, I mean, we're looking at a startup story that something from nothing, right? You're completely nowhere near the restaurant business, other than
Nope.
making shitty food sometimes. I guess I don't know. I don't think I've ate where you worked, or maybe I did, but it's a complete different thing. You're a guy that saw your work declining due to something beyond your control with COVID. You reinvented yourself. You took hold of the situation instead of sitting at home crying, about it and oh poor me, whatever. You turned shit around for yourself and you went forward and you made a whole new business and a whole new livelihood. That is like 100% you're the hero in your story. That being the entrepreneur that you are is excellent. You didn't, I just love that. And like I said, I love the fact that you're constantly banging, trying to get your business growing. I've saw you on some less popular podcasts and shows, so I figured I definitely got to get you on. I'm kidding. That was just my little Donald Trump thing there. But um, so tell me, basically, what is it like? If I need your services, what am I going to do? I'm the real estate agent. I got a house I'm putting up for sale. It's an estate sale, or it's been empty for, and when I say empty, I mean vacant for, 5 years, or whatever. And there's a bunch of garbage in there. So what's the process look like for me?
I would just come in, I'd assess how much stuff is there that we need to remove, and just figure out what's the step, how fast do we need it done, is there anything else? Because not only do we do clean outs and junk removal and light demo, but not many companies like me offer detailed cleaning after. So let's say the house has been vacant and it has that smell. The tub stinks, the bathroom stinks, all the floors need to be, the carpet needs to be ripped up, this and that. Like a lot of people don't offer those services. So like, I try to be the jack of all trades, and I ask, obviously, like some of my helpers have more knowledge of certain things, so they come in handy when we need to fix a sink. We just fixed 2 sinks in Swedesboro after the clean out, after the deep clean. The guy said, "Can you fix sinks?" I said, "One of my guys can, and we'll get it done." So anytime a realtor calls me for a situation, I'll go there with the realtor if we can. If not, they'll trust me with whatever, the key, and just kind of give me a quick estimate, and all right, let's get this done, and then we go from there.
So I got to tell you, the service that you offer is really valuable, because a lot of times we get in a situation where there may be some very slight repairs that need to be done. Replacing a P trap, or there's a leaky faucet, or or something like that, or the carpet smell because they've had pets in the house that have been there for 20 years, and it's just all the sheddings in the rug and stuff. And so, being more than just a guy that picks up a bunch of crap out of somebody's garage, I love the fact that you guys will go the extra step. You pull a rug up, get it out of there, and then you'll do the post cleaning, which is fantastic. Because listen, some of the houses, when they're sitting dormant for a while, they got a smell to them, right? There's I've been sitting around older type of musty smell, and when they're not running the air conditioner and stuff, it can really stink. So let me ask you, I'm sure you run into so many interesting things. What is like one of the top funniest or interesting things that you've run into in a house?
Funniest?
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
mean, funny is amount of stuff that people leave behind. Like they're just throwing money out. Yeah, they're paying me to do the job, but then it's just stuff they're leaving behind. And yes, my garage is full of stuff I get from people's houses, but then I resell. But it's just like, why would you leave this stuff in the house? I'm talking like Star Wars collection and
Okay.
samurai swords and stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna say where it was, but yeah, I made almost $4,000 off Star Wars, He-Man, GI Joe stuff, sports cards. You know, I guess that's the funny side of it. That people pay me to remove stuff that's worth money. And
Yeah.
some people in my line of work say, "Well, it's just junk to throw it out." I said, "You're wasting money. Why would you throw all this stuff out when you're making money? You're like getting double, triple payments sometimes on a house just by the stuff they have. Yeah, it may take a few weeks to sell it, but I mean, I sold what did I have? I had a motorcycle and something else, a Vespa that we got from a house in Gloucester City. The motorcycle was in a million pieces, and one of my workers who's going to trade school said I could put that together this year, and he just finished it. I was like, I could never think that you could put that together, and he did. You know,
Right.
like he has a motorcycle. You know, I would say the unfortunate things is when we come across deceased animals or I had a client that got sick the last day. I mean, that's that kind of hits me in the chest there because I've been doing this for just about 4 years, and I use my experience with my parents' house when I come across because my dad's been gone 15 years, so I use that experience of having to clean out their homes. In the last couple of houses I've done, someone had lost somebody, and I'm like, I've been there. It's not easy to just start cleaning out a house. You get attached to photos, and if there's people that pass away and a relative who's not in the state calls me to do the job, I will say, hey, I came across your brother's military stuff. You probably should have that. Or, your nephew's medals. You probably should have that. What's your address? I'll mail it to you. Don't worry about the cost. Military uniforms and stuff like that, I put to the side and I say, what do you guys want me to do with it? And then we go from there. Because I hate parting with stuff like that.
No, it's kind of like the right thing to do, right? Sometimes, when we're working in a situation where unfortunately the homeowner is deceased, it's a fact of life. Things happen, but sometimes we don't know what these folks are holding on to. We don't know, their families don't know, and that's a lot of things that a lot of the families would like and stuff like that. So I think that's very honorable of you. The other thing too is, what I'm hearing is you know, like with COVID, when you went from restaurant business to becoming the Junkster, you're a job creator. So now you have people working with you. You're helping other people find a living. You're helping other people expand and grow. You're teaching them, what it's like to run a business. And with being able to resell some of the stuff that you're pulling out of the houses, again, you're figuring out another angle how to just continuing making income and keep it growing. I think that's very admirable, very admirable. And I love everybody that has an entrepreneurial spirit. As a real estate agent, that's what we are. We're all business owners. We're entrepreneurs. We got to get up every morning. We got to find our money. So what kind of hours do you end up working though? Is this like 9 to 5 or 5 days a week? And how does that impact your family?
Being your own business owner does create a lot of opportunities to, hey, make your own schedule. You want to go on vacation this week? Sure. My guys can handle whatever. It does come with the challenge, with the kids. My wife's a teacher, and I gotta, make sure that I'm doing a job before drop off, and then come pick them up. It does get a little chaotic because people call me, last minute the night before. I mean, it's kind of like the same situation with being a realtor. And I'm sure you know this. You get calls all the time, 24/7. The phone's never down. It should be down sometimes when you're with family, but you don't answer that one call that may lead to, I don't know, 10 different jobs. In your case, 5 different houses for the same family. So it does. You have to do enough space where you say, okay, I got to put the phone down. It's family time. Someone's going to call me. Just leave a message and I'll get back to them either tomorrow or later the day. Especially when you go on vacation, you can't be taking work with you.
I think that's one of the ways just to get more business. Go on vacation and the phone won't stop ringing. It's like it's like a no brainer. But I feel the same way you do. Every time that phone rings, that's probably an opportunity. That ring is, to me, sounds like cha-ching. It's because something's coming in, somebody's calling me for a reason and get something done. And here's the other thing too. There's 33,000 realtors in the state of New Jersey, which is ridiculous. But you're not the only guy that does this type of work. So if they don't get you to answer, they're calling the next guy. And you know what? The next guy, whoever answers the phone, is getting the work. So it's,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. And there's that fear that you get like, oh shit, I'm probably leaving money on the table and, by not answering it. But we do have to find a place of peace, draw the line, make sure that we can do stuff for family. And it's hard. I get it. I get it. And it's a big challenge. And your wife's fortunate enough. I think she probably has a really well-rounded schedule, so you have an idea where she's at. So now you got to balance your kids, though, your job, her job. So there's a lot of moving parts there. A lot.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, she's a teacher, so the summer she does have a little more. I'm not as stressed to get things done super early or super in between that timeline I would do normally during school time. But it does help that she's home and able to watch the kids, and I can go and not stress about certain time.
Yeah. No, it's great. So, folks, just keep in mind, all of Jason's information will be down in the comments and posted. So, what areas do you cover for the most part?
I mean, I grew up in Monmouth County, but I didn't start this business until I moved to Camden. Really, I never thought I would be a junk removal guy until COVID happened and I took a chance. But with all that being said, I've pretty much done jobs from Ewing, Princeton area to Atlantic City, and then I've done a few jobs in Pennsylvania. So really anywhere in between. If it's a bigger job and it's 2 hours away, then we may have to charge a little bit for that distance. But
Yeah.
we did one of the oldest churches in Atlantic City, and that was about an hour 20. But it was a good job, so you take those.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. It's again, doing the territory, it is what it is. You take the work where it's at. Do you have any plans on expanding, to grow your outfit, maybe add some additional trucks, some more people?
Yeah, so I have a group of guys that I would say 4 guys that I could, if we get a big job, let's go. Certain jobs I only need 1 guy or 2 guys, so it all depends on what type of work it is. Some guys like doing shed demo. Some guys like doing, getting really dirty in the house. Some guys like doing the contractor stuff. But yeah, one of my guys is based out of Millville, and we're trying to expand closer to him, which is about an hour from me. So
Right.
when he works with me, he's got to travel an hour up here. But I make it, make sure that he's not just coming up here for 2 hours. So,
Yeah.
he's been learning a lot. So yeah, that's the plan, is to expand, an hour away to 2 hours away, and I have a truck in that area. So
No, it's great. I mean, I see you're something that this business will never go away because we're always going to have garbage. We're always going to have junk. People are always going to have a need for it. And the fact that you're pretty much almost doing it on demand in real time is great. You're not setting up with a container company where you got to wait for them, several days to deliver it to the house, and then you got to get a permit for it to sit in the driveway. You and your crew, you're coming in, you're taking stuff into your own hands and getting rid of it pretty damn fast. I think that's awesome. So, Jason, before we wrap up, tell everybody how they can reach you.
I am. I have my Google page is the Junkster LLC. I have a website called the JunksterJC.com. Also, I'm on Facebook. You could use my the Junkster there, and then I'm also on Instagram as well. My number and all my information, emails, all on the website or my Facebook page.
Yeah, and it'll be in the liner notes. So, Jason, thank you for taking some time out today. I know you're a very busy man. Between your schedule and my schedule, I know we've had to move this podcast around several times, but I'm glad I got to link up with you here. And I guess I'll see you at the grocery store. But it was
Or
great having you on.
maybe Friday at the anniversary, the Gibbsboro anniversary.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we have the 100-year anniversary here in Gibbsboro. So I'll be there walking around handing out business cards because that's pretty much what I do. But Jason, thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your summer. Congratulations on just figuring out how to do it. You know what I mean? Just figuring out how to pivot, make shit work, get it done, and that's great. It's it's part of the American dream, which obviously it sounds a little hokey because it's the 4th of July weekend, but you know what? It is what it is. I mean, you're doing it. You're doing what needs to be done, and that's awesome. Jason, thanks for
Thanks.
coming in again, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Take care.
You too. Hey, everybody. So we just finished talking with Jason, the Junkster. That's not his last name, but that's what he does. Honestly, I got to say, like, it's been great talking to folks like Jason. He's very inspirational. And I know you're thinking, well, how does a garbage guy or a junk guy, how's he inspirational? It's because of his story. It's because of what he's done. It's because of how he's got there. He didn't look at the restaurant business during COVID defeating him. No, he picked up his friggin' boots. He laced them up. He hit the ground, and he got shit done. If more people would take this initiative, we'd live in a much better planet. If more people would have the drive to get it done, instead of letting our government take care of us. You know, John Kennedy said, don't ask what, your government can do for you. Ask what you can do for your government. There's some truth behind that, some meaning. So take it from people like Jason. Pick your shit up, get it done, stop fucking crying, and be happy with what you got. Folks, that's all I got for today. You've been watching the Get Seen, Get Sold podcast. Thank you very much. And remember, if you're buying, selling, leasing, or renting, give me a call at 856-558-3464. And as always, check out openhouselist.net. They're a great service. They have every open house, every city, every weekend. Openhouselist.net. Thanks a lot, folks, and have a great one.
All right, renegades and rulers of reality. That's a wrap on another ruthless round of the Get Seen, Get Sold podcast. Stay wild. Stay wild. Keep your listings lit and your negotiations nasty. Until next time, don't just get listed. Get seen. Get sold. Drop the mic. We out.